idea behind this problem is there's really only one on this whole sheet that's like this. And the idea is this central angle, if I add its two arcs, this one over here and this one here, because these two angles are vertical angles, they're equal. So this is x over here as well. These are the two arcs that go with those two angles. And it turns out that this angle in here is these two added together and then divided by 2. So x is going to equal 110 plus 80 divided by 2. Or x is going to be 190 divided by 2, which is 95. On the outside, that's the way all the, well, I guess this one's kind of like that too. So you would double this angle, and it equals that plus that. And you just set up the problem that 2 times 55 is equal to x plus 75. And then you solve that problem from there. The other problems are dealing with tangents to a circle and secants. And so it really is, there's three kinds. You got a circle, and you have a point outside, and both of the lines of the angle go through the inside of the circle. And what that does is it creates this arc out here, the arc away from the angle, and this arc in here, which is the arc closest to the angle. And the relationship of that is the measure of angle 1 is x minus y divided by 2, half of it. Same thing is true if you have a tangent to the circle. So it touches it in that one point, and this one goes through the circle. What it did was it creates this arc away and this arc that's closest to it in between the angle and my angle. And the same thing is true. The measure of angle 1 is x minus y over divided by 2. And then the third proper possibility is they both could be tangents. It could touch the circle like that, and oops, and like that. And again, what it does is it creates the arc away, which is x, and the arc closest, which is y. Notice that these add up to 360. So we'll use that on one of the problems. The measure of this angle 1 then is x minus y divided by 2. So let's look at a couple examples here. If we look at this first one right here, this angle is half of the arc farthest minus the closest. So x is going to equal 1/2 of 75 minus 15. And then you just work that out. This is half of 125, the arc away from it, minus the arc closest to it. Okay? If they give you the angle and you're trying to find one of the arcs, like this problem, again, what I would do then is I would go, the angle is half of this minus this, or if I doubled the angle, it would equal the arc farthest away minus the arc closest. And then it's a matter of just solving for y. Add 62, so y would be 122. The only tricky one really is when it's two tangents like this. They gave me the angle, and now I need to find out what these arcs are. I don't know either one of them. But what I do know is because this is tangent, the arc away plus the arc closest to it add up to 360. So yeah, what I can say is I'm going to call this arc away y. I know that x plus y has to equal 360, or y equals 360 minus x. And now I can solve the problem. I double the angle, 2 times 48, is the arc farthest, y, which is 360 minus x, minus the arc closest, which is x. And now I just have x in the problem. 96 equals 360 minus 2x. I'll minus 360 from both sides. And if I do that, I get a minus 264 equals 2x, negative 2x. almost missed my negative sign there. Divide by -2, I get that x equals 132. Okay, x is 132, y would be 360 minus that, which is 228. And 228 minus 132 is 96. Half of that would be 48, so it works out. But that's what you do when there are two tangents, and you don't know either one of the arcs. Whatever this is, you let this one be 360 minus that. The rest of these, it's really the same type of thing. This problem right here, I know that this is 70. I know that this is 90. This is this is 50. And this is x, right? So the sum of these two things is twice this angle. So if I take that, that's an interior angle. So if I double that angle, 2 times 90 is 180. That's going to equal 70 plus x. So x equals 110. All right, hopefully that helps on those problems. On the other worksheet, it's really using the inscribed angles theorem again, which all that is it says if I have an angle inscribed on the circle, meaning its vertex is on the circle, whatever this angle is, if this is x degrees, this arc up here, the intercepted arc for it, where this goes through like that, that arc right there is going to be twice as big, or the angle is half of whatever that is. That's what you're using on these problems on this inscribed angles worksheet. And so they gave me an angle. So what I do is I follow out, and I know here's its arc. And I know this arc is twice what that is. So if you do 2 times 55, this comes out to 110 degrees. Now we're trying to find what that question mark is. And you use the fact that there's 360 degrees around a circle. I know this is 110, this is 150, that's 260. Subtract that from 360, so this would have to be 100. If you were to do one like number 4. So again, here's the angle they give me, 94. So I know that from here clear to here is twice that. So 2 times 94 is 188. That's from A clear to C is 188. This much of it's 88, so that means this much of it's 100. All right? And let's see, we're trying to find this angle, so I need to know what this arc is all the way from there. If I look at this angle, I'm trying to find out what BV is. Okay, so I got to find out what that part is. Okay, well, I know that this is 88, this is 100, this is 72. 360 all the way around, the only part we don't know is this part right here. So 72, 172, and 180. No, excuse me, 172 and 188 is 260. That means this is going to be 100. So this whole thing is 188. That means this angle is half of that, which means it's 94. And we can skip back, I don't know, let's look at this one right here. I know if this is 37, then this arc that it makes right here is twice that. That's 74. Okay? We're trying to find this angle, so its arc is GF. I need to know what that is. Okay? Well, make note that this is a diameter. So from H to F is 180 degrees. 180 minus 74 is 106. That's what the question mark, that's what this arc is. So the angle, the question mark, is going to be half of that, which is 53. And that's how those problems are. You just look, make sure you look to see if there's a diameter, because you can use that fact as well. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if you need more clarification. I'll just keep these sheets and you can let me know.